Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, as you guys can see by the title and how long this video is, this video is just going to be all my Blue Lock Season 2 reviews in one video. So yes, also I will do this to every kind of season I finish. If I do a review on the season, like on the whole season, with every review on each episode of the season, I'll try and remember that I don't want to go into one big video just for the fun of it, and it's also just a free video out of it, but it's also just fun to make it. And yeah, if you guys don't want to watch all of them separate, it's just all into one big video. Anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys later, and I'll probably do an outro anyway, but yeah, let's get into the video. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're kind of talking about Blue Lock. I did do a video that I was going to watch the anime. I've only watched the first episode because I can't be asked to watch all 14 episodes at once. So I don't know how the reviews will come out. Also, I am late on these reviews. I'm watching the actual season 2 because I'm 5 months late, give or take. Probably almost 6 months, I have no idea. Point being, I can't remember much from season 1, and I'm not bothered to go out my way to read the manga either, to know about past it. Maybe I will have season 2, I don't know. I think the whole plot of season 2 is probably the Toshi brothers and them versing Japan. We're probably got 3 episodes, give or take, on just the whole progress of what we've seen in season 1. Episode 1. Basically, talk about this episode, we get the Toshi brothers. I think that family's called Rin the son. I don't know the other guy's name. Okay, maybe I'm bad at names as thingy. But anyway, we see their relationship kind of fall apart. That's probably gonna be established later. From what I hear, the scene was meant for later in the manga, but they're doing it early on just to show us the relationship, whatever. And then the whole episode kind of uses the top 6, which I will put on screen right now, just because I can't remember everyone's name off the top of my head. And then the main character, technically, everyone's technically the main character here. They all have egos, as literally the whole thing. The thing with egos, it can be so annoying to watch sometimes, but at the same time, it is the whole point of the show. So you can't really hate on it, but at the same time, I'm yes, I will do this. I have to do I was meant to do this. Okay, anyway, everyone obviously has big egos or whatever. And this whole thing, everyone's kind of picking what team they should pick on, because the top 6, you kind of have top 6, you pick a team, you pick a leader or whatever, or to play against someone who's in the top 6. And you use them as stepping stones while they are trying not to be overshadowed by you. That's basically the whole plot of episode 1. And our main character, Isagi, I think he chooses Rin's team, I believe, and a lot of people choose Rin's team. One of the people who got top 7, I can't remember his name off my head, but we see him in season 1 a lot. Barachi or something, I don't know. It's something like that. Anyway, he gets to play twice because there's an odd amount of people in the thing. So he gets 2 chances to shine and show his worth, which is obviously very good. People in top 6 aren't guaranteed, so I feel because they said that, there's a likelihood that people in top 6 will be overshadowed. And someone else will take top 6 place, most likely. Just considering they put it out there to say that they can be overshadowed. So yes, of course, the manager of Blue Lock is trying to kind of fire up both sides. So yeah. Also at the end of this episode, we kind of get, I think, the Japan leader thing. So I think this whole episode is just getting them onto the starting team to face in the World Cup, whatever. I think it's the Japan team that's kind of thingy. Anyway, speaking of which, we got the Japan team and the head, I don't know if he's the manager of them. He might be the manager. Either way, they got arrogant saying we should get the pick who's on our team. So this captain guy comes up, which I believe he's the captain of the Japan team as of right now. Maybe he has some history connected to someone in Blue Lock. I have no idea. But either way, he's gonna be coaching the Japan team to not lose against anyone. I'm assuming these people probably also have egos, like that egotistic or whatever they use. I don't know. A great episode. Like I said, I can't remember my first watching Blue Lock season 1 too much. All I remember is that season 1, at the end of season 1, they all kind of had this they all kind of met these characters. I don't know if there was more episodes after that, and there was just a delay between between halfway through the season. I have no idea, but either way, that is what I remember. Yeah. So most people, a lot of people from season 1 aren't here anymore, and all. Honestly, from what I hear from my friends, the Blue Lock season 1 animation, at the start of the animation, season probably 1 to 3 are really bad, then it starts getting good, picking up again. I don't know. I only remember what my friend told me. But yeah, hopefully I enjoy the rest of the season. As a score goes, there wasn't really much to it, but it was every character hyping themselves up, every character making a choice, so which team will make them shine, shine the most. I believe I'll give it a 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 seems fair. Because honestly, it's still very plot development stuff. There was plot development, and there's also a big choice you have to make that character shine a lot. And depending on what team they pick, is that the playstyle they have to play to shine the most. Anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time, and I'll be doing episode 2 review probably after I watch it. Whether I watch it right now, straight after this video, or watch it tomorrow is another question. Anyway, I'll see you guys around. Bye. Honestly speaking, I want to watch episode 3 straight away, so I'm going to talk about this, and then I'll probably edit it after I've already watched episode 3, because honestly, episode 2 kind of left on a cliffhanger. But, anyway, speaking of which, this episode basically just shows I'm going to put the teams. I know they're facing A, I think, is versing Team B. And I'll put the teams on the screen or whatever. You'll probably see it. As I'm not going to get some of the names are also hard to remember or hard to pronounce, and I'm not going to put myself through that. Anyway, in this thing, basically it's our main character Isagi struggling because the two people, most of the people of the 6, the regular people who are in the top 6 are struggling because they have to prove that they're needed and that they can't be replaced and all that in this episode. And this whole match, they got one match out of literally just one match to prove themselves. So yes, they got to take advantage of that. And basically this whole episode shows how good the 4 are. I will say they glaze the living hell out of all the 4 members. You got everyone saying, that is number 1 in Blue Lock. That is number 2 in Blue Lock. I'm like, okay, I get it. I get they're really high ranked in Blue Lock. You don't need to glaze them so much. Just glazing levels on solo leveling glazing. Anyway, yeah. A great episode kind of proves that he literally needs to prove himself and needs to take advantage of the situation, and that's basically where their cliffhanger ends, on him finding out a week of a situation he can take advantage of to stay in Blue Lock. I doubt, realistically, it'll be the biggest plot twist. I haven't read the manga. It'll be the biggest plot twist if the main character gets kicked out of Blue Lock. He's basically the main character. Everyone has their own thing with the main character. Of course, the ego thing. He's also the puzzle thing where he can think of the situation. He works well with other people, and he's used his own how he works with thingy. So yes, yeah, that's basically all. If I had to give it a rating, I would say this is an 8 out of 10 rating. It shows how tricky. Also, I'm not gonna say soccer, football. How tricky the football in this thing is, because all people use the different moves, and it shows how tricky the situation is and all that. So yes, and also I do love every time they got this. Also, I did text my friend before watching this, an hour, 2 hours before watching episode 2. He did say episode 2's animation is worse than episode 1, until it's not too bad. It's not the best until the last 2 episodes. I don't really see the difference in animation personally, but like I haven't watched season 1 in so long. The animation is fine just watching it as of right now personally for me, but that's just me. Anyway, make sure to subscribe, do all that great stuff. Like I said, it's a 8 out of 10 for me, and without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys. I will say, before I do end this video, I did end it, but this is future me from past recording, literally like 10 minutes in the future. I will say, we do meet some new characters we haven't met before. I believe we haven't met them before. Some guy with like a country accent or whatever. And all, one of them do have some connection to the number three in the top 6. They apparently think so. I wonder if we'll see that connection in episode 3 or 4. Considering they brought it up to like make that connection, he might make it through, or at least he will have more scenes. I don't really know. Yeah, as far as I should talk about that.
Great! You flick so hard.
Now, a lot of stuff actually happens in this episode. By a lot of stuff, I mean like it is a crazy episode. Episode 3 is crazy. Well, depends on your logic of crazy, of course, but basically the whole episode is obviously the ending of the first match with the main character Isui. I can't bother to pronounce people's names. Point being, their match went off, and out of the whole team, I feel like everyone had to play good play style, so I don't know how they gotta like pick it or whatnot. Basically everyone had a play style, like they contributed to the team. The top 3 kept going like passing and all that, and they like linked up to one another a lot, because the two big shots, the number 1 and number 2 of the top 6, couldn't like get along and couldn't like comprehend, and so Isui wanted to like comprehend them both. There was one time where like number 2 of the top 6, I'm not saying that because I cannot remember their name for the life of me right now. When got like he kept like positioning himself in front of the goal, and some like Isui thought he got past him, but instead he went for the goal. So yes, I can't remember if he scored, to be honest. Even though I just watched it, I can't remember for the life of me. But yeah, so he tried to do it again, and they kind of like tried to like thingy it. And he tried to stop him and all that. Basically near the ending, it's 4-5, and they all it's 4-5 right now. And they all need is one goal, so all them are positioned up, and it's literally the pass. He's like behind everyone, and he boosts forward, and then ends up scoring. He had an awakening, I believe. And from what happened after, also the Tashi brother or whatever, like other guy, Rain, I believe he is number 1. He's like, oh, that was dumb luck. You shouldn't have got that. Oh, you only scored because sheer dumb luck. And then the other guy, number 2, actually seemed chill after the match. I don't know, but he seemed chill after the match. And then at the end we learned he entered the flow. He found the flow and then did his thing into the realm. This kind of reminds me of something called from Kuroko Basketball. With the whole like zone and all like that. The zone from Kuroko Basketball, it kind of reminds me of that, but it's like football in a way. And with people who like who awaken top-notch talent and all that. So that is probably what it's going off. Probably even more insane, I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to review. I am reviewing every episode of Blue Lock Season 2 after I watch it anyway. I am obviously going to record all this straight after I watch it, simply because I don't want to forget my excitement of watching it. I'm on episode 3. I'm probably going to watch episode 4 straight after or not. I don't actually know. Maybe I'll watch YouTube, but either way, out of 10, I think this is a good, like, one of the guys see that move consistently and it's showing he's green. I think it's a 10 out of 10 episode. I think it just has to be a 10 out of 10 episode. Without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed this video and drop a like, subscribe and all that. I am so far liking Blue Lock season season 2. I am liking it so far. I don't know when there will be a season 3 or whatever. Also at the end of these reviews, I'll probably just have that one big video with like a whole pile of the reviews on, and then after that, I'll talk about season 2 as a whole. So get ready for that. Also, these reviews, because I'm enjoying the season, I keep watching one after another. Those reviews should be coming out pretty damn quick, in my opinion. But yeah. For now, I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to subscribe, drop a like, and even comment down below if you want me to watch any certain animes that I haven't properly watched, and maybe even give my thoughts on it. If it's a new anime, I'll review every episode, probably, if I'm enjoying it. But if it's an old anime, I'll give my thoughts on it. But yeah, anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys this time. This has been a great episode so far. As it stands so far, Blue Lock, I am enjoying it. Also, I don't know why people hate it. All they hate for the animation is. It isn't as good as season 1 from what I remember, but at the same time, it isn't bad. But I think because you see season 1's animation, you immediately say, oh, this animation actually sucks. So that's probably the reason behind it, unless it gets worse later on. Right now, it's not bad. Also, apparently the animation gets better in season 2 near the last 2 episodes or last episode. So we'll have to see. I'm not like I don't really care much about animation unless the animation looks goofy and looks wrong. Like, looks like a cartoon animation. Then I don't mind it, personally. That's obviously, it obviously makes stuff look cooler and all that. But yeah, at the end of the day, I don't really mind it. I just thought, might as well do this video. And without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello guys, in today's video we're going to be, reviewing episode 4 of Blue Lock. And basically this episode, it's the second match I believe up. It's the second match and we got Team A versus what I believe is Team C, I think they're called. A versus C, with obviously the captains, with their members. I'm not really going to go over the team members. The main people of this episode is Nagi and the guy with the white hair who's top 6, and the purple hair guy. Sorry, there's so much names in Blue Lock, I can't remember them all. So it's like easy to remember for you guys, not for me. Anyway, before I talk about that, I do like the fact that in this episode at the start, we do get Isagi, I think his name is, or something on the lines, for kind of preview-watching his goal and he knows he has to obviously master it and all that if he wants to obviously get the sport or whatever. He probably can't show off any more skills other than this match, I don't think. But either way, he knows if he wants to keep that sport at the very least, he has to obviously master the skill or whatnot. I think that is very fair. He needs to master it, and I like the fact that he's kind of watching over it. Nothing else we go off. Okay. And obviously they did use something to explain why he that guy who, one of the new guys we saw in episode 2. In episode 3, he kind of talked to our main character, Isagi, and said, like, whatever he said to motivate Isagi. And, and he explained it by, like, Tetris, like, blocks. It looked like Tetris, all I could say. But, he kind of said, like, you want to get to the top, you need to quickly think, you need to do it without thinking and all that. Like, you literally, and he also... There's also another example of gaming stuff in this episode too. But yes, and now for the the purple hair and white hair kids. Basically this episode is mainly about them, I would say. It obviously shows off the abilities of the others. Like, for example, the guy with the glasses, number 5, he's able to do that. He's able to obviously, breathe stuff, and he's super quick, and he's like Boruto, but like, way quicker and able to do more stuff. They're hyping them up. I feel like they're most likely gonna lose that spot, so at least some of them. I feel like Rin is gonna obviously be able to keep the same spot. we see a bit more of Purple Guy's past. Sorry, no, I'm not sorry. Anyway, we see more of his past and kind of everyone cheering him on, but they didn't want him to do soccer and kind of saying it's all for them, where it's basically just for them or whatnot. He ends up copying a goal we see earlier in this episode. Also, this is one episode of this match because unlike the main character episodes, most other episodes are one episodes and very unlikely 2 episodes. That's what it normally does. It normally does 1 episode, but because there's 14 episodes, it's unlikely they're going to do 2 episodes for each match. Against like players we're more familiar with, we see a lot and all that. Also, I will say I do hate how they consistently bring up the Purple Guys and Nagi's past and all that. I mean, I get in season 1, like the first couple episodes we see them, they consistently do it. But not every time he sees Nagi, he's like, "Oh my god, you're not my Nagi. Yeah, you're actually trying, you're having fun." I'm like, yes, you said this last season from what I remember. I'm on season 1 for like a year or whenever last, so I don't know. But like that's the main bit I hate about this episode. But other than that, it's good. It is like good character writing, don't get me wrong, it's just annoying consistently hearing the same thing. But his character, and he ends up copying the thing. They do like talk about how he needs talent, how his copying talent needs improvement. So more likely or less, they're gonna end up improving his copying talent. He ends up copying the goal we saw earlier, and it was an insane goal, and it basically curves back into the net. And yeah, he didn't pass Nagi. He copied someone else's talent also, so he's improving as a player. And then they also end up losing the match at the end to Rena's team, basically. So, yes, I mean, I'm not surprised because obviously you still want the number 1 player to be like good because they're obviously gonna hype up him versus his brother for the final this season. After the final, I'm assuming they're probably still not gonna be on good terms, like just in general as a team. Just considering the fact that they're all egotistics and all that. And of course they still have to keep an ego. Maybe they're friends off the pitch, but on the pitch they're like animals or whatever. Yeah. A great episode all in all. If I had to give it a rating, I will say I rate this episode a solid 7.5 out of 10. This episode is a solid 7.5 out of 10. The reason I say that is because obviously, we get to see not much. They're obviously always kind of consistently hype up the players who have numbers on them now. Like players who are top 6, every match, they're going to be like, "Oh my god, you are a monster. A monster." But what I get, I'm pretty sure everyone knows they're going to be a monster if they're literally in the top 6 and you don't need to consistently announce it. But we understand. Not much else to talk about in this episode. But yeah, everyone, also, I thought in the first episode, they said you could not watch the matches. They watched this match. So I don't understand. Maybe I misheard. I thought they said you cannot watch matches. I may have misheard or not. Or maybe you can't watch matches until your match is over. Maybe that's what it meant. Like, if you're because, you can obviously, get a clean grip of, who's playing and, how our performance goes. So maybe that's what it's about. Also, from what I remember, I think there's, a 6 hour between each match or whatever, in the general speaking, because, of course, the main characters the top 6 need to let rest or whatever. Anyway, yeah. A great episode. Like I said, it's a solid 7.5 out of 10. And without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Hello guys, welcome back to the video. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing episode 5. Honestly, in episode 5, it kinda feels like we skipped. But then again, they probably just skipped all the matches and just showed us near the end of the match they played of game 5. It's been game 5 ends on thingy 5. Anyway, I had to search it up because I feel like I should get this right for at least this video. In the starting 11 we have Isagi, which everyone kind of expected. I mean, come on. He was obviously picked last for Anticlimactic, but like, who didn't expect it? We have Rin Atoshi, or however you say his name, who didn't expect it. From what they said, the whole play is going to be centered around him, but of course everyone else is probably going to be trying to score regardless, so that you obviously can't see through it entirely. We have Nagi, which I kind of expected. Hyomachi, I think he's got the pink hair or whatever, red hair. I haven't touched on Google, so I can't really see images of them. Bachira, we have Tabito, we have Gagamo, Yo Hiro, Rachi Jingo. I have no idea if I'm saying his names right. So, and then we have Oliver, Akiru, and Mikage. Like I said, I have no idea if I said those names right, but I thought I might as well at least say them just for the sake of, saying who's in the starting 11. I don't want to say, I'll put a picture up with who's in the starting 11. But yeah, I thought I might as well say that and get that out of the way. Took that 2 minutes. Anyway, plot twist. The number 2, I don't know his name, forgot. Number 2 is switch sides to Japan because for some reason they're able to call and say, we're only doing this match, we're only allowing this match because we are allowed to take one of your players. Because the main character, Ren's brother, wouldn't show up unless the condition was met, and they took him, and he said, let your ego go out. I have a feeling it could be the fact that maybe he injures their best player, and I mean, he's pretty good player for Thingy, but then he might end up injuring his best, like then Kuroko, injure the best player, right? But you obviously get a red card, sit out, but you injure the best player so they have a less chance of winning. Yeah, and all that, they kind of make it like, the captain's the only one who seems like he's gonna be, a threat in Japan, but then the defenders are also look like they're gonna be a threat. We haven't heard much from them, but yeah. And then the whole episode is like spent training for this match. At the end, they do tell us the whole flow thing. It's like, you focus on it. You have to focus on a hard challenge or whatever. That's what they use. And they basically said, I'm assuming everyone, or at least most people, are gonna be able to enter the flow by the end of this. At the start of the thing. Maybe they enter the flow at a different time throughout the match. But either way, they're probably going to be able to enter the flow. I don't know how the training is going to go for episode 6. I'm recording this before I've watched it. But yeah, I don't know how the training will go. But yeah, they are going to probably enter the flow. I hope Isagi's the first to, thingy it. Or Rin's probably going to realise Isagi's the one who entered the flow first. Apparently, it's almost impossible to enter, or it's a really hard thing. I'm assuming Rin's brother already entered the flow when they fought off in episode 1 at the start. I'm assuming he already knew how to enter the flow before that, because it makes sense, realistically. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Rin's brother. He's only known across the sea, and all that. He's obviously world famous now and all that. I feel like it's obvious we're probably gonna win, but then again, they could do something like, oh my god, you lose by a technicality or something like that. By the way, I'm not like a football expert. I don't watch football in my spare time, nor will I. The only football I watch is like the Sidemen charity match football. I watched that for like the 3 hours of that. But regardless, I haven't really watched too much football. But the anime, that's why I got hooked on this anime, because actually, I don't watch basketball. I like Kuroko. This anime made me enjoy football in that aspect, like TV show football. So I enjoy anime sports because of Kuroko basketball and other stuff. Yeah, as of rating this episode, I'll say it's a 10 out of 10 episode. It gives us a lot of lore, and obviously we're going to enter the flow. Also, apparently you can use the flow for anything. Literally, the flow can happen with anything, like piano, games, or whatever, in this world anyway. And yeah, that's apparently what the flow is. It can happen regardless of what you're doing. So, yes. 10 out of 10 episode, 100%. It's a great episode. It explains a bunch of stuff. It also has a whole training episode and all that. Apparently, there also class stuff that episode we see like number 2 get shocked. Apparently, they have shocks on the thing. I will say the thing about Blue Lock. I mean, I get his ego. Like ego. I don't know that's his name, but ego anyway. He is so cocky. I actually really I really want him to just get punched sometimes. So I feel like when the Ego's like team wins, they just sack him. He's just immediately like, yep, we don't need you anymore. We'll fight the World Cup by ourselves. That'll be funny. Anyway, regardless, a great episode, and that's all I kind of have to say about it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. And hope you enjoy this review. Comment down below what you would like me to talk about, certain animes or what, regardless. But I am reviewing this whole thing, and quite quickly, might I add, to be fair. I've been getting the videos out quickly as of recording this anyway. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. In this episode, there's a lot of just building up to the match. 16 minutes into this episode, they're still building up to the big match. They're walking out to the field and all that. I will say in this episode, for one, they benched the person they stole from Blue Lock. He's probably not going to be benched forever, I'm assuming, because they made that announcement. It also just shows how bad his attitude is. I will say the original team, the U20, are very cocky and all that. But then again, if you really think about it, pros who have if you're pro at anything, if some random person who's literally been playing for about a month, a year, 2 years, are one of the best, or being hyped up to the best and could overshadow you, yeah, you would probably be pretty mad and pretty confident you won't lose. But yeah, anyway, we get to see the match start, and I believe from what it looks like, the captain of U20, the main defense one, he looks like he's already entered the flow. And maybe I'm wrong. They don't necessarily say the flow, but from what it sounds like, Isagi's gonna, however you say, the main character is gonna challenge him. He's gonna become the challenge to get the main character into the flow. Also by that goal, by Blue Lock standards, I knew no one was gonna score straight away. And once that hit, I was I thought Ishiri's brother's going to intervene, but no, it was the captain instead. Or I think he was called captain anyway. Anyway, he intervened, so yeah, I knew someone was going to intervene, not go through, just to show how powerful the other team is. But yeah, and that was pretty obvious. But yeah, nothing else to really talk about, because this one is building up to it a lot. It does show Rena's brother's popularity. Majority of people there are here to see him, but of course they're here to root for Japan, but they're mainly here to see him. I honestly haven't really seen much what's so good about him. From what I've seen, he has, of course, a flashback, but from what people see in him, I don't know what makes him different than the regular people, whatever. Maybe it's just fame and stuff, I don't know. Anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. And also rating this episode, I'll say it's a solid 8 out of 10, because there's not really any playthrough, but it's a good build up to the match. And I will say, for this match, I do hope, but we probably will see a bunch of referees instead of thing, because there's not really referees in the Blue Lock thing, but they are referees in normal football games, which, depending on the referee, it can make an entertaining thing. Anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to a video. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing episode 7. In today's episode, basically, we get the first bit of the goal. We get 2 goals in this episode. One is Rena's brother. I keep forgetting what his name is. I think it's Atani, whatever. I don't know. I know he's Rena's brother, or whatever. I'm probably not even saying his name right. Anyway, the main character of this event, technically. And he scores, and then he makes a bold brag that I could have scored from anywhere, but I wanted to pass to you, but I passed to you guys, and then he scored anyway. Yeah, he probably could have, knowing how Blue Lock's kind of hit them from afar, make everyone either a bit stronger or just a bit stronger than what they were before. And then Nagi ends up scoring at the end with like a consistent, like everyone had a chance to score, but Nagi ends up pulling it off. And honestly, the goal was the first goal of the match for Blue Lock. And not only that, it was also the goal that made everyone think Blue Lock actually might have a chance, or Blue Lock's at least like making it a bit more entertaining. Especially except from like the CEO or like that manager guy or whatever, the higher up. He looks furious. At first, I couldn't tell if they were screaming out of joy or anger, because some of them looked like angry, some of them looked really excited. It was hard to tell, but from what I can tell, it seems to be joy. Like, because the other team scores, a lot of people like boo or whatever. It seems to be out of joy or whatever. It seems to be like they're cheering for Blue Lock. Because they're both Japan teams, so they obviously realistically, you want the best Japan team to represent you. And I guess we'll find out later. A 10 out of 10 episode. But I'm not going off animations or whatever. I'm just going off how I enjoyed it and all the story thing. Because animations, I have noticed it recently. While I'm like editing the video, I have noticed a lot of still images are obviously moving slightly up or down or sideways. But I personally don't mind it. A lot of people probably do, but I personally don't. Out of this episode, it's gonna be another 10 out of 10 for me. Honestly, a great episode all in all. A lot of it was obviously just to represent Rin's brother, Shin Toshi or whatever. To represent him and show how good he is. And then they also get a team. I feel like it's going to be like an even pound scoring. Or they're going to get ahead and there's going to be a montage of them scoring consistently. But this has to last till 14 episodes. So I'm assuming it's going to be pretty even. Plus 90 minutes I think is longer than what they normally get in Blue Lock. They normally have in Blue Lock, or at least in Blue Lock, I think they have like scores on a certain amount of goals you need. I don't really remember much from like season 1, so I couldn't tell you. But yeah, for now, I'll see you guys next time. I know I am getting these reviews. I'm recording these reviews pretty quickly, I would say. But depending on how I get them out, I don't know. Because I need to obviously record the whole like thingy, then cut the clips into thing to add them to the videos. That takes like an hour or something per video sometimes. So yeah, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello guys, welcome back to my video. We're gonna be reviewing episode 8. Honestly, this went really hard too. I am enjoying Blue Lock in general. About 6 more episodes to go. Yeah, like I said, I am enjoying it. We get Rin shooting. He ends up scoring like a really good like kicker. He ends up completely decimating and ends up scoring. I think from the looks of it, it looks like he slowly awakened, or like slowly went in the flow. But I couldn't tell because they didn't really talk about it. So I'm assuming it's not the flow, but like he's getting closer and closer. Well, because like the flow is different for everyone, because it's focusing on different things or whatnot. Yeah, he ends up, like, in my opinion, he doesn't play technically better than his brother in this thing. It's the fact that his brother is consistently passing towards the striker, which I haven't watched other episodes, so I hope I'm right. I think he's passing to the striker to hopefully get his striker off the team, or at least benched and replaced with number 2 from Blue Lock or whatever. The guy they snatched. I don't know his name. Forgot. The guy who has a bad attitude. I think he's looking to get replaced or whatever. I mean, he's looking to get swapped out for him. That seems to be the play. Because I'll add 1 weaker player. Because that guy literally, I have not really seen him much. The only time I ever see him is when Rin's brother passes to him, or when Rin's brother's complaining to him about the goal. I'm assuming they're gonna swap him out, the starter striker, for thingy. I could be wrong though. Yeah. I honestly, when I feel like a lot of them are gonna go with the flow and just awaken or whatever you want to call it. And at the end, Reen's brother almost scores. Like the striker failed to score again. Reen's brother almost scores. Like literally, even it tricked me. I thought it was gonna go in because normally when this guy was passing a thing, it looks like it's better going net. One of the other defenders, I think, or someone's jumped in and kicked it away. I'm sorry, there's so many names in Blue Lock, I can't remember them all. And some of them are hard to remember or hard to pronounce. Anyway, he ends up kicking the ball away, and time's over. That's half time. Considering this, there was about 3 episodes. This realistically would be over in episode 11. But knowing them, they'll make different things longer or whatever, or drawn out. So maybe it won't be over in episode 11, or the rest of the episodes are just drawing us to the World Cup area. I don't know. Yeah, them make it to halftime. After halftime, I can guarantee you they're gonna be beasts on the field because they're gonna brace up them out and bench them or whatever. And they also have time to discuss new plans or whatnot. They're gonna be way different. Not just the U12 or something, U20 or something like that. I'm assuming Blue Lock will also change up that strategy because you have to change up through halftime so they don't end up getting used to it. Episode is 10 out of 10 again. A really great episode, honestly. It's showing his brother slowly surpassing him, but Reen's brother still looking down on him and all that. I wonder if knowing that we're probably gonna get a flashback episode or whatever. I wonder if the flashback episode is gonna say why he started take liking football more than his brother. I wonder. It depends. We'll have to see. We'll have to wait to find out. I'm honestly probably gonna go sleep after this thingy, or at least watch YouTube to go sleep because I haven't been able to sleep and my head's killing me. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoy this video and review and all that great stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to a video. In today's video, we're gonna be reviewing episode 9. Basically, this whole episode is a lot of flashback episode. I knew we were gonna get one most likely in the season. It's a flashback of the Itoshi brothers, so Ishii brothers, whatever their son name is. I wanna know, I don't think their parents are dead or anything, so where are their parents during this whole fight between those two? Basically he ends up leaving they end up having a nice relationship before, but before he goes to academy, he was nice and all that. When he returns from the academy, he ends up being annoying, just literally makes their dream die. He said, oh, that's not our dream anymore. If I win, you'll let the dream die. And we also got the devil guy on he's now on the thingy, the guy who Itoshi picked from Blue Lock. He's now on the thingy. Technically, if he wins because of the devil person, realistically, Blue Lock has trained him to be able to do that. So I don't know the logic behind that, but sure. Either way, yeah. I don't think realistically, from what I remember, the devil guy in Battle wasn't he was good, but it wasn't top notch. If anything, he just kept stealing goals. At most, if he ends up fighting or play on the pitch, he's going to he's going to get a red card or yellow card or whatever, and then get off the pitch. That's the rules of football. You can't really just stay on the pitch either way. Yeah, a good episode. A rating. It's a flashback episode, so nothing too insane, but a really good flashback episode. I needed one. I still want to find out the reason he is this. Maybe it's to maybe he found out something about football that his brother shouldn't do, or maybe he hated the fact that his brother was only playing football for the sake of him staying alongside him. I also wonder whether his goddamn parents are where they didn't bad parenting, honestly. To us, fine, just have that much of a big falling out. No. Maybe some management or something that changed them, or maybe something like that. I'm assuming the academy, maybe the academy's like Blue Lock and or similar to Blue Lock in terms of how it like puts one against all. I don't know. Rating, I'll give it a 7 out of 10 rating. No, of the main match, but at the same time, flashback which we very much needed. I also do like we have all the parents of the players. I think we have Isagi's parents and Buchira parents, mother, like just sitting in the stands talking to one another. That was really nice to see, because it's obviously nice to see, their parents interact and them supporting their kids and whatnot, because a lot of people in there are not supporting Blue Lock, but at the same time they don't mind if Blue Lock scores. You know what I mean? Anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to a video. In today's video, we're going to be kinda reviewing episode 10 of season 2 Blue Lock. Basically in this episode you can go for episode 8 and episode 9 at the Shiro or something, the devil or whatever they call him, like Devil Boy or whatever. He's gonna be playing, and in this episode they basically show how much of a crazy threat he is to the team, although he wasn't that much of a threat in the actual Blue Lock, in the training court area. Like he's mainly a threat because he's paired up with one of the Toshis, Sai Toshi or whatever. I think it's Sai, right? Sai is tamed him or whatever. I think that can be a common duo in the future, if he ever comes back. Personally, I'm not really liking he's a good character in his role, and he reminds me of the Kuroko basketball leader or whatever, former leader. Kind of reminds me of him, and he acts so confident and overdo. I really want, I might even read the manga or manhwa. I really want so badly for him to get treated the same way he's treated everyone else. That would be so great. For example, maybe he wants to take his, just an example, maybe he ends up wanting to take his have his brother join his side, and then his brother rejects him, just the same way how he rejected their dream. Now he's gonna share his dream with someone. He's gonna share their former dream with someone else. Our main character is Isagi. So I cannot for the life of me remember people's names in Blue Lock. I'm pretty for a lot of animes or whatever too. But anyway, yeah, that may happen, and if it does, I will fully be on board with it. That would be so fun. Anyway, there's other two more there's a lot of people who have some time spotlight, but the two other main characters of this episode would have to be that I don't know his name, but the blue hair kid. He basically gets on the pitch. He ends up being able to calculate a pass, whatever. His ego is passing. He goes on to elaborate. My ego isn't about scoring, but teamwork, I guess, or being the best passer or something. Ego doesn't necessarily mean scoring. It's just what you want to do on the pitch. You're gonna make it happen or whatever. But yeah. So yeah, he ends up becoming a really good thing. He ends up replacing, because there's two subsets out, he ends up replacing the red hair fast speeder guy, and then the purple guy, don't know his name, but Nagi's friend, ends up replacing the guy who can see the whole pitch with his eyes. Because he broke he kind of twisted his ankle or something while stopping Devil Boy from scoring. So it was a worth thingy. We got 2 subs because literally his goal, by the way, wasn't actually really insanely cool. But I feel like another season, when they have him in season 3 or something, if he ends up coming in season 3, I'm just not gonna like him that much. If they introduce these characters once, for a season, I'm okay with it. But when they consistently bring all the seasons, these characters, that personality, it annoys me. But can't really do anything about it. Yeah. Basically at the end of this episode, we got the comedian guy who can copy people's abilities. The guy who got subbed in for art for Blue Lock. He ends up copying the ability of the captain defender on the other team, and basically that snake thing we saw in the start of the match. He's been like looking around the whole match to copy multiple abilities or whatever. Of course, it's a 99% ability thing, but 99% is still really good. It's obviously nothing compared up to the real thing, but the same thing, you're not fighting. If you use it on different people, it's not really like it's gonna make a difference. Anyway, he basically uses the ability to end up blocking goals. That's how the episode ends. Yeah, I already know what happens in the next episode, so I'll talk about that when it comes. This episode has a lot of stuff, has everything. This episode also shows how good of a team Itoshi's brother Sai, I think I may be saying his name wrong, or maybe mishearing his name or forgetting his name. But Itoshi's brother, anyway, one of the Itoshi brothers, the one thingy. Anyway, Reen's brother basically. Reen's brother and the Devil Boy, their team thing, because their dynamic is great. Like how they pass thing, it's like he's fully shown his thing, and by the end of the episode, you can basically see throughout this episode their teamwork and their thingy. So they're really good, like coordinating and stuff. So yeah, they're really good, deadly combo. I don't know how he saw this though, because Blue Lock wasn't really broadcasting anyone. So how would he get information about about the devil guy? Like, I don't know how he would have information about him and how he would know his ego is what he needs to become what he needs as the best midfielder or whatever. I don't know how he knew that Del Boy had the potential to be the best midfielder, or potential to be his thingy. I'm assuming he went in by his side before, or he's just testing the fields and see if it's worth it or whatever. Honestly, I can't wait until he gets fully destroyed by thingy, because I know he doesn't end up getting fully destroyed in this match, because if he loses, he's gonna be like, okay, it's the team's fault. He's probably gonna go on the same way who does the Kuroki basketball thing, where the former leader of the Kuroki basketball basically created their own team. I'm assuming he's going to create his own team of footballers, all top notch, and then Blue Lock's going to probably end up beating them. That's just my guess, though. I could be completely wrong. I haven't read the manga or manhwa, and I'm really tempted to read it, so I might go seek that out and have a little read of it. By little, I mean finish the whole thing. I don't even know if it's finished, by the way. It might still be ongoing. I have no idea. If it is, I think there's still a lot of chapters. So, yes. Anyway, without further ado, how much would I rank this episode? I would say this episode's a solid 10 out of 10. There's nothing to really think. The goals were great. Devil Guy's goals were phenomenal. The way he's the red screen guy. I'm giving descriptions because I forgot the name. Sorry, but he jumps basically about to he's running at the ball, whatever, and he jumps on it, and Devil Guy just kicks it. The way he kicks it, by the way, he's all thing. It also got devil wings or whatever. He fully just sends it insanely. 10 out of 10 because you've got multiple character focuses in this episode. Got the blue guy who can focus on passing, comedian who can copy talent in the end, and we see he's gonna be more inclined in the next episode. Got the guy Gassi who ends up blocking a goal and injuring himself to get passed out. The speed guy ends up injuring himself to get passed out. Few cool moments in this episode. A lot, just for the sake of it. A great episode, so yeah, it definitely deserves to be a 10 out of 10. No thinking about it. And yeah, I have enjoyed Blue Lock Season 2. I don't know when there will be a Season 3. I don't think there's been a greenlit yet, but it's highly anticipated because of how popular Blue Lock is, and I believe it's been a 2-year gap between Blue Lock Season 1 and Season 2. So, if it gets greenlit now, I believe there's probably likely to be next year, because a lot of anime is obviously returning. So hopefully, if it gets greenlit now, it probably will be next year, depending on what company animates Blue Lock, because I have no idea. Sorry, I was like middle about to yawn. Anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day and subscribe and do all that great stuff, because it would really help me out a lot. Bye guys. Now, welcome back to the video. Into this video, we're going to be reviewing episode 11 of Blue Lock Season 2. Honestly, I've been enjoying Blue Lock, like, altogether. It's really good. Like, Season 2 was really good. I enjoyed Season 1, just didn't get around to watching Season 2. I'm watching Season 2 now. Been enjoying it, as you can see, and keep pumping out these reviews literally like there's no tomorrow. I've already watched the whole, like, season. It's just, like, I haven't really got, like, enough time to, like, record reviews and stuff, so that's why the reviews are going sometimes late, but, you know, it's good, I guess, to spread it all out. But, basically, in this episode, we have is the Devil Guy, like, 6 minutes of the Devil Guy completely, like, bright, commentating over it, and saying how sports isn't just a game. To him, it's his whole existence or whatever. And basically saying how his skill is basically he can score within goal range. He can always find the perfect scoring path, whatever. And then basically he ends up entering the flow. And there's like a minute of explaining how the Devil Guy is the first one to enter the flow on the match or whatever. He won't be the first one in this episode, might add. But yeah, also I will say in this episode, Ryu, or however you say his name, the purple hair guy, Ryu or something, he does end up copying more moves in this episode. He ends up copying the blocking move, like, you know, how he can block. Of course, not 100% because the physique and all that is different, but, you know, he ends up copying that to block off and ends up making the other guy miss a goal. So he does being pretty helpful in this episode at the start. And then he ends up entering the flow off that, and no one can really, like, save it from that. Like, the first one in the flow, everyone was, like, sort of stunned. They really like to be surprising in this, in Blue Lock, don't they? They're like, oh my god, how can that happen? Why? I thought we could block it. Yeah, and then, I feel like this episode does show that, like, Blue Lock are surpassing the U20s in general, like the average players of the U20s, because now the speed guy is being overpowered by the guy with glasses, number, I think, 5 from Blue Lock or whatever. By number 5, I mean, like, how he was ranked in the Blue Lock first episode. He ends up being overpowered him, and then he thinks he's about to score, and RQ, whatever, I think his name is, he ends up saving it because he has entered the flow at the end of the episode. And yeah, he ends up being able to go thingy and see, like, possible areas because he's now entered the flow, and that's where the episode ends. Everyone's shocked to see him enter the flow, whatever, because now 2 people on their side have entered the flow, and no one on their side, on Blue Lock's side, has entered the flow yet. So yes, there's a lot of stuff. If I had to give it a rating, I'll say this episode a 10 out of 10 again. Both people entering the flow. I will say the thing I don't like about Blue Lock is how they consistently talk in the head. They're like, oh my god, this guy's entered the flow. We can't beat him. We can't. It's like worse than Solo Leveling glazing on, like, the enemy team. Now Solo Leveling is like, oh my god, Sunju is here. How can he do that? Oh my god. And then, like, they're shocked. I will say the next time they meet Itoshi's brother, I'm assuming they're probably going to be better and maybe even overpowering completely. Who knows, really? But yeah, because of course after this, I don't think after this there's obviously multiple cups, and with cups there's obviously multiple different football matches teams. So yes, but yeah, honestly, a great episode with him into the flow. Like I said, it's a 10 out of 10 episode for me. Perfection. I can't wait to review the other episodes, because now I've got 12, 13, 14, 15, 14, 3 more episodes. And also after Blue Lock reviews I've done, I'll be adding them all together for one big video, and then I'll do another Blue Lock videos talking about season 2 as a whole. And then maybe if there's information on season 3, I'll talk about season 3. That's only if there's information on season 3. I am liking Arku, like body blocker on the other team. Also, I do believe in the next episode he has a flashback, so I will talk about that in the next episode. Also, you can tell I like him because like he has a bunch of he's in a bunch of my thumbnails. Anyway, without further ado, it's a great episode, and I'll see you guys next time. I hopefully won't get blocked. Just being the fact my solo leveling video got blocked, I had to re-upload it with just an image instead because I couldn't be asked to edit it all. Timmy got blocked worldwide for just a copyright claim. I might have not deleted it and all that. Who knows? Or if it was copyright claim, I would have just re-edited it simply. I don't know. Anyway, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Yeah, these Blue reviews are really nice to do. Make sure to subscribe, do all that great stuff because it does help me out a lot. And I am also uploading a lot to hopefully get watch time, so I can hopefully get this channel monetized. Because honestly, I'm banging them out because I am close to getting monetized. So I do want to just bang out, and hopefully when I get monetized, it will let me monetize it. Because sometimes it doesn't do that. So yes. Because you have to wait I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks just to hear back from them. So we'll have to see when that happens. Hopefully it does happen. And yeah, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time and have a good one. So my fans on. I forgot to say, literally I just realized this while editing. I forgot to say they end up bringing Butcher, not Butcher, the guy who's red, or is red and he speeds red and Blue Lock. They end up bringing him on the match. And they do say your only purpose is to steal passes from our main character Isari, just so it messes up the other team, and that's also his ego. He was going to do that without him even saying it, because all of them want to score whatever. So yes, they end up messing up the whole flow, and it's just something unpredictable realistically. So yes, I thought I should talk about this, but before I end up missing it. Honestly, he's actually one of my favorite characters in Blue Lock, I would say. I might do a video just ranking Blue Lock characters. That would be a fun video to do. The people who have obviously passed all the way past, not just everyone who has entered Blue Lock. But yeah, and then I might do a video ranking the eliminated players. So it's personal preferences. That would be cool videos to do. And it makes Blue Lock content because I am enjoying Blue Lock, and before I end up not enjoying it, it'll be good to do this. I do plan on reading the manhwa manga. If I get when you watch anime, you want to know what happens next. That's my thought Blue Lock, and now I'm just on what will happen next. So yes, I will probably read the manhwa or manga, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so we'll have to see what happens next in the read. I think the manhwa is still ongoing. So yes, I may be wrong. It might not be ongoing, but I think it still is. Okay, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe to all great stuff like I said before. And yeah, as for Torvalds, I think he has more relevance in the next episode or the episode after. But I just wanted to talk about this because he does show up near the end and end up making significant progress just to throw off the enemy team. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be reviewing episode 12 of Blue Lock. We got about 2 more episodes to review after this, so the game is coming to an end. And then we'll wait a year or 2 for Blue Season 3 if it ends up coming out, because I don't know if it's been greenlit for Season 3 yet. But anyway, in this episode, we do start a flashback of the captain of the other team. The main defender, I think Ayuka or something like that. His dream back then was being the world's best soccer, like Sayu, one of the Toshi brothers is now. But he wasn't able to come true. A lot of people wanted him to be the defender in their teams, whatever, and they were winning because he was there to support the pack. And now he wants to be a defender to also crush any strikers he comes across. He wants to be there to be able to crush them. But he also goes on saying, if at the end of the thing, he says if there was a striker that deserved, that wasn't able to grow, he wants to be there to help the striker grow. Honestly, a good thing. I'm assuming in Blue Lock, we end up, like, for me, it's only wanted to be the world's best striker, but now wants to be the world's best midfielder again. Now, basically, the striker itself is the main thing, but also he's he's flow awakening or whatever you want to call it. He's now able to see like the optimal passes and like stuff, like different routes like it can take. He can see most of them, except from there's like one route that's like unclear he can see. So it basically is flaws, but there's like one flaw in it, and majority of the time, unless like because like people intercepting it makes obviously new routes, whatever, and stuff that can become unseenable. So yes, but it's still a good flow ability, if you will. It obviously trusts to his like defending stuff, and then you also got the like blue hair kid like doing like genius stuff again. Yeah, a lot of people like are decently. Of course, you have like people being focused on the page in general. But anyway, Shiro or like Devil Guy, whatever his name is, he tries to score. He almost gets it off. He ends up like scoring. There's two possible routes. Goalkeeper ends up missing the first route, but ends up using his leg because of course he was like planning to become a striker, so using that abilities, like using that like skill to kind of block the goal. And then the comedian, like type guy, whatever, he ends up copying Nagi's like football skill, whatever. And yeah, I don't believe he's copied Nagi's before. It might be one of the hardest ones to copy or whatever. But he ends up using that and boosting it. Like one of he kicks on the floor, pushes it up, kicks it away, or kicks in the goal. He uses that to boost it far away. And then to Nagi, which is really good. And then they kind of just shout blue lock or whatever, all running towards the goal. And then Baru, whatever the guy's name is, tries to intercept it. Like being blocked by some like random guy. He ends up making a new kind of person going around, and he talks about how Isari or whatever the guy's name, our main character is light. He wants to devour it, be the shadow that devours it. His light's gotta be the thing that brings him into the flow to kind of go in the thing. So yes, I'm not gonna be surprised. Like honestly, this whole thing is basically just devouring the flow or whatever. So what I'm doing is I'm also speaking through it so I can't get it back in my memory. So I'm like, anyway, I do like the whole contrast of, Isari or whatever. Yeah, but also in this thing, he ends up pushing our main character away when he's about to thingy. I feel like that just shows, like, he obviously knows, like, you see a second of him realizing he will miss this and not actually defend. You see that split second, he still acts cocky after, but you see that split second, he literally pushes him out of the way because he knows he will mess up. And not our main character, like, the one of the Toshi brothers will mess up. They're the one enemy team, I forget his name. Anyway, Baru ends up scoring a sick goal. Honestly, I don't know why he has that lime scoring background. It's really cool, to be honest. All in all, it's really cool. He ends up scoring. He takes his shirt off. Honestly, the goal screen is also really nice. But he takes his shirt off, whatever. Like to celebrate. But he ends up getting a yellow card because of he's not meant to take his shirt off, whatever. His obviously whole point is to end up, devouring Isari's light, whatever his name is, not our main character. So I'm bad with names, especially in Blue Lock. Isari's light, there was like 1 or 2, 3 names, remember? I can't remember that, but like multiple names here? No way. Because to be fair, like, there's our main character, but I feel like everyone in sports anime, there's always more than technically one character. Like, it's just one overall character that's main, but like every character in Blue Lock is like a main character, especially to them. Anyway, you got all them celebrating the goal. Yeah, he gets the yellow card and all that. Honestly, I think that's the only card that happens in the whole season, and it's because he took his top off. I I do like the fact that Say is actually stop that, but Say is, or SAE is kind of like cookie even to managers. Like, I really, when these kind of characters happen, I always enjoy so much when it powers off to them being completely overconfident and then failing. I feel like I really want to know why his emotions go like this. I feel like we're going to get enough backstory, because all we know is he went to academy, he returns, and then he ends up being an absolute. Yeah, he's being something. Then it ends with the captain giving a speech of him wanting their race to blossom because he wants to help grow it to whatever. Some nonsense. Honestly, a good thing, but yeah. All in all, the episode is really great. I would say it's a 10 out of 10 episode. I feel like I've given a lot of 10 out of 10s, but like realistically, there's nothing really bad about it. You could say the animation is not like the best because there's a lot of like screen phrases in these kind of episodes, but at the same time, I'm not really judging it off the animation, if you know what I mean. The flashback was also really nice with him like having a dream. I think he's the only other character on the enemy's team that has like an actual story and personality to it. The others, like, they're identical you can identify them by their features, but they don't really have much going for them. The only like thing that they have going for them is to be somewhat of a thing to Blue Lock, but at the same time, most of them get pretty overpowered in like the first 3 episodes of the match. Whatever, they're pretty useless. They're only there to basically boost the captain and Say and the devil guy. And then the Ace is basically used there to also boost the captain's story, to make him stronger. Maybe they'll get more fleshed out in future, like arcs or whatever. But as this arc goes, they ain't really got fleshed out at his favourite turn, which I assume they probably will. I mean, they're U20s, so Japan's U20, so I doubt they'll just be gone after this arc. Maybe they'll be like split up into different things, but then they're not going to be U20 anymore. I mean, maybe they could call U20 before. I will say his flow ability is really cool. Like, him being able to see thing, which we will be able to. I think we do see it in later episodes. I can't remember, but yeah. Honestly, it's really good. I do like that split second of Sai kind of realizing that he's literally realizing if he doesn't push it, it will be a goal. Like, he could block it or something. Yeah, if he doesn't like push him out of the way, it'll be a goal for them. And yeah, I do like the whole thing of the captain kind of like, you know, the captain AQ kind of consistently targeting Reen or our main character. Like, he's on one of the two. He's mainly on our main character, but sometimes he's on Reen. So yeah, it's just a nice thing. And Barry scoring is also really nice to get him a goal because he deserves it, let's be honest, sir. And his goal screen was like really nice. Yeah, nothing else to really say about this. A good goddamn episode. Really enjoyed it. Like I said, 10 out of 10, 100%. I have been enjoying season 2 to the fullest. I've obviously reviewed 12 episodes now, so of course I'm enjoying it. So yes, whether this video comes out today as of recording this, or it comes out my fans on. I forgot to say, literally I just realized this while editing. I forgot to say, they end up bringing Butcher, not Butcher, like the guy, like, you know, who's like red, or is red and he speeds red and blue lock. They end up bringing him on the match, and they do say, your only purpose is to steal passes from, you know, our main character, sorry, just so, you know, it messes up the other team, and that's also his ego. He was going to do that without him even saying it, because all of them want to score whatever. So yes, they end up messing up the whole flow, and it's just something unpredictable realistically. So yes, I thought I should talk about this, but before I end up missing it. Honestly, he's actually one of my favorite characters in Blue Lock, I would say. I might do a video just ranking Blue Lock characters. That would be a fun video to do. Like, you know, the people who have obviously passed, all the way past, not just like everyone who has entered Blue Lock. But yeah, and then I might do a video ranking the eliminated players. So it's like personal preferences. That would be cool videos to do. And it makes Blue Lock content. Because I am enjoying Blue Lock. And before I end up not enjoying it, it'll be good to do this. I do plan on reading the manhwa manga. If I get, like, you know, when you watch anime, you want to know what happens next. That's my thought Blue Lock, and now I'm like anxious on what will happen next. So yes, I will probably read the manhwa or manga, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so we'll have to see what happens next in the read. I think the manhwa is still ongoing. So yes, I may be wrong. It might not be ongoing, but I think it still is. Okay, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Subscribe to all great stuff, like I said before. And yeah, as for Torbert, I think he has more relevance in the next episode or the episode after. But I just wanted to talk about this because he does show up near the end and end up making significant progress just to throw off the enemy team. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing episode 13 of season 2 of Blue Lock. Now, like I said, next episode is the last episode, so of course, and then I'll be doing a video just talking about the whole season 2, how I enjoyed it. Personally, I will say, before I start this review, I do think Blue Lock can go without the rivalry between the brothers. Maybe it adds some, of course, it adds like motivation for Rin playing soccer or whatever. But like, I feel like in season 2 they made that kind of like the whole kind of story is just Rin completely complaining about his brother, which is fine. It's so annoying because of course now they're gonna hype him up. And it won't just be this season, it'll be every season when he and his brother thingy. And honestly, I don't like his brother that much. Like, the attitude, of course, Blue Lock, you got egotist or whatever. But the attitude's on a whole nother level. Anyway, in this thing, we kind of get to see more of the U20s kind of playing soccer, football. I'm not calling it soccer again. Football, and then they end up losing it to Butcher. Butcher almost gets a goal, like with his main dribbling, which is probably his best moment this whole game, I would say. Even if he doesn't score, he ends up dribbling past basically everyone, almost scores, and actually the captain actually has a chance this time to show off. But he ends up he saves it. And basically, Hulk player doesn't want to lose his spot for Blue Lock or whatever. And then everyone's like, oh, you find it sharp. Then Rin Itoshi's breaking this whole game, saying only those who can keep up with me will see what comes next. Or whatever. And yeah. And at the end of this episode, Rin Itoshi ends up having kind of a flashback of all of his teammates kind of supporting him, saying go Rin, you can do it, and then he ends up going berserk. You will see in the next episode, but he's completely crazy at the end. Also because I feel because he also thought he kind of doesn't want to be better. He wants to copy Rin to be that same. So if Rin can do it solo, he can do it solo. Well, not Rin. If Itoshi can do it solo, Sai can do it solo. He can do it solo. It's kind of like that thing. Yeah. Not really much else to touch on there. A great episode, and honestly, him going insane next episode is actually mega insane. It's very good. I will say, if pick up highlights of this episode is Rin going crazy at the end. And then Butcher, dribbling past everyone using his monster state or whatever. He also made it so the captain, the main defender couldn't read him, which that's kind of his whole flow ability or whatever. So yeah, if I had to say, this episode is probably a 10 out of 10 again. Sorry, these episodes are still good, even with the whole Itoshi's brother rivalry. It's more really a rivalry because one side doesn't really cover the other, it looks like. So yeah, without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe and do all great stuff, and bye. And I thought I might as well talk about this in this review, simply being people probably will like how I remind it, but in this episode they also made Sai kind of go all out or whatever, or he says he's gonna go all out. I did say that, he said, people who are gonna keep on, but basically they make him so overpowered and he goes all out. And he also, in the end, doesn't just pass to Shiro or whatever, devil guy. He ends up passing to the other people, like random people on U20s. And then, yeah, so he obviously, now he's not just passing to Shiro, he does him big favours or whatever, that's what he said. But, yeah. Anyway, like I said, these kind of characters, like, I'm always, like, when I see this character, unless it's a character that's the main character, like, for example, even main characters can be annoying with that sometimes, but yeah, so hope you can enjoy this review, and I'll be doing episode 14 tomorrow, or today, depending on when I feel like it, or some other time. And yeah, and then I'll do a season review, and then I'll probably add them all together for a final big review, just 1 through 14, just for free content, I guess. Yeah, I've been enjoying Blue Lock. I enjoyed Blue Lock season 2 a lot. I read about the manga, and I didn't like how it looked in the manga, so I'm probably not gonna bother reading the rest of the manga. So yeah, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Anyway, without further. Hi guys, welcome to our video. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the final episode of Season 2 of Blue Lock. In this episode, there's a lot of stuff that happens. Now, of course, the final of the match is just Rin kind of going insane and completely destroying every one of U20. Even the captain, the captain had to get help from the devil guy to, try to stop him. Of course, he's, awakening or whatever he went into. The flow is kind of like him, it's the opposite of Sai, they say. I think it's destroy or whatever, the structure, and if we do see into his eyes, it's like everyone's red for him, and he kind of breaks everyone's legs and all that. By legs, I mean it's like a football term, you can break someone's legs just by tripping around them or whatever. Yeah, he kind of goes against everybody. He kind of doesn't want to pass either. He's gone completely insane, and then yeah. I do enjoy watching it. It's the whole 6 minutes of him, and then he's just trying to copy Sai, and then he has a whole backstory of Sai saying, you can never beat me because or you can never be a striker because you can't even find a reason to play football with that, or using him as an excuse and all of that. He ends up missing the goal, literally in the corner, because he can't really aim with him being completely insane. Sai takes the ball, and there's 1 minute left on the clock. Sai ends up trying to score. I do like the fact that he does overpower everybody. And then it's just Rin and Sai kind of one-on-one. He's overconfident and all of that. And then Sai ends up losing the ball to our main character. There's a whole scene of Rin kind of breaking out his Rin's kind of pass over, which was really cool. But Sai ends up losing the ball to Ishii, but also before that we do get kind of Sai having a bit of realization that the brother he knew is still there, even though he's the one who basically changed, and made his brother change for that matter. So I don't really understand that, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, he ends up losing the ball to Ishii, and you actually see him use you kind of see him have a worried face. Ishii ends, Ishii ends up stealing the ball. I think it's Ishii. No, Rin kicks the ball out of his legs actually. What's your background editing it? Kicks the ball his legs, and then Ishii kind of positions himself. He does say he doesn't read Sai's move because he can't read him, but because he's played with Rin so many times, he's able to read Rin's moves. So basically he ends up reading Rin's moves, positioning himself in front of the goal where Rin's taller, and Sai didn't think he would score, to be honest, at the time, because he just kicked the ball away. But then Sai, I'm saying Sai. Okay, honestly speaking, out of the goals for Blue Lock, I mean, the setup is great. The way it's set up, how Isagi kind of reads Reen's moves, and because they've teamed up throughout the whole map, it kind of puts all that into play because of the whole like team effort of this match, and also how they played together before. But like out of goal wise, I don't know why Isagi's goals don't look that cool to me compared to everyone else. All he does is just 3 strike kicks. It's just the way he sets. It's just the way he sets the goals up, which makes it great. And of course, it's gonna be. I feel like any goal that happens at the end is obviously gonna be the best goal of the match, considering it's the goal that saves it, depending on if it's a tie. Just that to me, yeah. So the goal, I'm not really gonna talk too much of it, simply because the goal itself wasn't really that good. It's just how Reen positions himself, and then also thingy. But like that is obviously a good move in its own, being able to read your teammates' moves, and if you can't read the enemy's move, then they can. So it puts too much thing into it. Basically at the ending, we got the brotherly rival again, and Sai says, "Well done," and then Reen's like, "Oh my god." He actually believes me once again. No, he says Isagi is going to be the best striker. Could be the best striker. He could change Japan. He says change Japan. He doesn't believe he's a Japan person now. I don't think he obviously is in a different country. I think. Anyway, that obviously makes Reen mad because he still cares about his brother. I'm gonna be honest, the most thing I hate about Blue is the whole rivalry between the brothers. It's not fun to watch. It's like, okay, it's just like, they're like, if you're gonna do it, don't have it like every episode, just Reen consistently thinking of his brother and making how like mad he is. When he returns, they're gonna do that again. It's like, anyway, basically they end up celebrating, and then Reen says, "I'm going to kill you." And of course the whole rivalry, it really just depends on how the rivalry is at the end. Like some rivalries can be good, some rivalries can be bad. On the rivalry part, it's always a 50-50 regardless. And considering how Sai talks to the devil guy at the end, the guy who was in Blue Lock and switched teams to U20s, it seems they're probably going to be working together again. And because they'll probably be able to build more chemistry, they're probably going to be in more bad duo. I haven't read the manga fully. Like, I don't think this part of them returning is probably in the manga right now. It's not probably not been drawn or released. But either way, basically, he does it. He obviously, like, he's probably the most well-known player in the Blue Lock, considering he's the one who saved the game. And yeah, basically, yeah. Also, it ends kind of on him getting approval, on Eagle getting approval for them to complete, like, to move to phase 2 with, I believe, all the government officials, or at least like football officials in Japan. Everyone can agree. Also, there's like, most of them are men, from what I can tell, and there's like one woman, but there's like multiple screens. No, multiple screens of like the same people. There's literally, I think, one woman just to make it seem equal. I don't know why, but I'm like, sure. Like, if you're gonna have a woman, then maybe might as well just make it a woman. Actually, might be more woman, I can't tell. Plus, he could block some. And then he's agreeing with like the main guy, which I believe is probably gonna be the main guy of the whole thing. He obviously smiles because now he's getting to phase 2. And then Kugamori, or however you say his name, is back. He got kicked out because his Hardy didn't pick him, and he ended up, being kicked out. I'm assuming he's gonna like change by the dead look in his eyes. I'm assuming something happens outside of Blue Lock. Because realistically, if you enter this program and you're being failed, it just means like a lot of people really gonna see you as not even worthy or whatever. Blue Lock doesn't really Iga doesn't have that much of a position to say you can't play soccer. It's just like getting kicked out Blue Lock, that's like being recognized to make the best striker, means you're kind of useless. Either way, he has dead eyes or whatever. End credit scene. We've got an end credit scene of this random guy. I'm just trying to put up the image on my thing quickly. End credit scenes of this random guy saying, "Get ready, Blue Lock." He has some kind of tattoo or whatever. I wonder if like characters know him. I'm assuming everyone knows him because he's probably some football legend or whatever. Either way, he's on the phone call. Don't know why the phone's completely white though, but sure, he's on the phone call and he's kind of like yeah, he's probably going to be a threat. I don't know if he's going to be a threat next thingy, or if he's just going to be in the background of next season. It also just depends if we get season 3, because I do know season 2 was a complete mess with the animation, apparently. Like, by animation, I mean, apparently they cut a lot of stuff and just made still images. That's the main reason. Who knows, they could redo the animation of the season, but I doubt it. Anyway, the big things about this episode, obviously, Kugumari returns, his goal, and, like, Rin, like, losing control and breaking all the U20's legs, and the ending credit scene with this random guy. That's, like, the main thing of this. Also, the whole phase 2 thing with all the people agreeing. I don't know if they're all gonna have, like, I don't know if all the people agreeing gonna have, personalities, or if it's just gonna be like the main guy in the middle as he has the biggest screen. Who knows? Also, I don't know if you guys can hear the cars in the background. The windows are open, so like, yeah, I have to move also rooms. But yeah, like I said, I don't really care much for Isagi's goal. At the same time, it's a goal that saves the day. His goals are always just plain because he ends up kicking it. I do want to do a video talking about ranking the Blue Lock members. Of course, like, Blue Lock members will probably eventually be replaced or whatever, because they obviously want to keep, it's obviously Blue Lock, and obviously not going to change like how the thing works. So people we see now will probably be removed. So I'm doing a video now and doing it in season 3 when they get replaced, probably, or season 4 will be good. Like, continue doing the same video. And then I might do one for the U20s, which will be nice. Yeah, Ego also look like Ego. This is the first time we see Ego surprised that they won, to be honest. Yeah, all in all, good. They win like 12 minutes in, so it's like 12 minutes in they win. The rest of the 12 minutes, so halfway in they win, then halfway in they're just celebrating, and then obviously building up to the clap, building up to the end credit scene, which is nice. Some of you probably already know what the end credit scene is, who that guy is, how big of a deal he is. Maybe he's like the main antagonist of Blue Lock, or I don't know. Yeah. Either way, I'm honestly hoping next time we see Sai Itoshi, they end up being equal standing, and he ends up taking it seriously. He kind of reminds you of like basketball guy from Kuroko Basketball. I've said this a bunch of times. But I like him, like, I could stand, and he had a redemption arc, honestly, with the reason he ended up, separating like everyone of that Kuroko Basketball team. But yeah, him I could stand, this guy I cannot. Anyway, of course, my ranking, it's gonna be 100%. It has to be 10 out of 10. Let's be honest here, 10 out of 10 makes the most sense, because 1, it's the final episode, 2, it's a great episode. I will do a video probably later, is season 2 any good? So I'm not going to talk much about how I enjoyed season 2 in this review. I'll just do that video as a whole, like going through like what I enjoyed of it, what I didn't enjoy, is it good, is it bad? You'll see that as a whole new video, so yes. And I will also do a video and these all together as 1 week review. I hate to play it so badly as recording this, but I said 10 out of 10 episode. Yeah, nothing else to really say on this. I will say, like I said before, I could do without the Itoshi rivalry a lot more. Like, they toned down the whole rivalry between them. Like, every time you see Rin on screen, he's just he's talking, it's literally like, I will surpass my brother and all that. And then his whole crazy thing. His crazy thing was nice and all that. It was like the best part about Rin in this whole thing. To be honest, like, some people pretty like the rivalry or whatever between it. But the fact is, if let's say Sai actually responded to it, it's not really that much. But the only time he responds is simply saying, stop calling me your older brother, or whatever. So yeah, it's literally just to say, I'm not your brother, we have no relationship. That's the only time he responds, and then it just repeats on and inside his head every single time. Yeah, so, and now Rin's using Sai as a reason to do a rivalry with Isagi, which hopefully won't make me hate Blue Lock, because like rivalries can go one way or the other. So yes, but like knowing Blue Lock and it's kind of like how it works. So hopefully I don't end up hating Blue Lock because of it. We'll have to see if there's a season 3, because we don't know if there's a season 3, if it hasn't been confirmed from what I'm aware of. So hopefully there is, but the animation was a complete mess. But considering how much people like Blue Lock, I feel like there's a chance there will be a season 3. So we'll just have to wait and see. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. And yeah, bye guys. Make sure to subscribe and do all that good stuff, because it does help me out a lot, to be honest. I did say I'll be reviewing every episode, and I have done that. So I've kept my word. I've reviewed every episode. All the episodes are great. Like half of them were 10 out of 10, some were 8, some were 6, some were 7. I can't remember all the reviews. But yeah, I will say, I think because the season was like so rushed, because season was kind of rushed from what I'm aware of, the animation wise. It's 14 episodes instead of like the 23 in the first season. Some seasons do this. In the first season there's like 20 episodes, and that season is like 13, 14 or whatever, give or take. So yeah, hopefully next season there's like more episodes. We'll have to see. And we can enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Just to make the outro a bit more easier, I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to subscribe and do all that great stuff. I've probably said there's a bunch into this video. I doubt anyone's probably watching till this point specifically, but sure. I probably said there's a bunch in this video, but considering all these is review videos, I already did. But yeah, subscribing does help me out a lot, so I would really appreciate it. And without further ado, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.